Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. Today we're taking a look at my Walther PPQ. This is actually a Walther PPQ M2. It's chambered in 9mm and it's the 5-inch barrel version. Now they offer a couple of different models in the 5-inch version. They've got some that's got slide cuts and things in it. This is the more plainer looking version. This is actually the one I prefer. But we'll take a look at it from the top down. We'll start with the sights. It does have 3 dot sights on it. As you can see, the front sight has quite a bit of gap on either side of it when you view it through the rear sight. Some people don't like that, some people do. It doesn't bother me that much. I don't use this really for precision work, but I probably will put a set of Dawson precision sights on this thing just because I like the Dawson precision sights so much. And these are plastic sights. I've never cared much for plastic sights. They get the job done, they work fine, but just one of my pet peeves, I guess. I don't really care for the plastic sights. It does have a cocking shelf on the rear sight, so you could cock this thing off the table or off your belt or something like that if you needed to. The rear sight is driftable for windage. It's sitting in a dovetail. You could drift that left or right for windage corrections. Not adjustable for elevation. You'd have to change your front sight. You could get a taller front sight or a shorter front sight depending on what you were needing to do. Or if you were wanting a shorter front sight, I suppose you could file that one down, but I don't think you'll have any problems. This thing was calibrated dead nuts right out of the box. Okay, so I'm at the 10-yard line. I've got 5 Blazer brass 124 grain target loads in the magazine. As you can see, it is freezing out here. My hands are numb. My fingers are numb. But I'm going to try to demonstrate a group on that paper target from 10 yards away. Look at that. That's pretty good, guys. Considering the conditions out here, this little gun will shoot. Alright, so in continuing to look at this pistol from the top down, this pistol does have a loaded chamber indicator here. This is your extractor that you're looking at. And if I were to chamber around, this extractor will recess in the back and expose a red painted surface that will indicate that the chamber is loaded. The slide has these serrations cut in the front and the rear of the slide, which provide a great grip surface for racking the slide. And they also just look good. One thing you'll hear me hit on several times in this video, more than likely, is how well machined this gun is, how well finished it is. Those serrations are just superb. It also has serrations running the length of the top of the slide long ways that are supposed to help reduce glare on the sight picture. The slide and barrel are tenifer treated. It makes for a very, very wear resistant, very tough, very hard finish on these pistols. Okay, I'm going to try to put 5 shots on that tiny steel target. This pistol does have an ambidextrous slide catch. You can see it here. It's this big long bar here, and it's on either side of the pistol, so it can be operated from either side of the pistol. Show you with the slide locked back. Again, same on both sides. The magazine release on this pistol is it's very nice. Very easy to get to for quick mag changes. It is partially recessed along the bottom here, just to keep you from accidentally getting into it while you're shooting and dropping your magazine while you're shooting, but still leaving it open up here to be easy to get to when you need it. Really like that. Now that's the difference between the M2 version and the original PPQ. The PPQ had the paddle magazine release on the bottom of the trigger guard, and the M2 model moved it here to the more traditional American location. So that's your difference. And the magazines for the M2 won't interchange with the magazines for the PPQ original because of how they interact with the mag release. This magazine release on this pistol is swappable, reversible. You can swap it over to the left-hand side. When you combine the magazine release being reversible and this fully ambidextrous slide catch, this gun is pretty left-hand friendly. Now, I'm a right-handed shooter, and you guys know that I suck with my left hand, but I'm going to try anyway. Oh my gosh. I'm less than 15 yards, I still had a miss. I'll get you trained up one day, wrong hand. The PPQ M2 ships with two 15-round steel magazines. Again, these are very well done, super slick magazines. Work very well, very easy to load. It does come with it ships with this magazine loader as well. You can drop a round in and just keep dropping them in and pump them in like that. But I never use it just because the magazines are pretty easy to load with my thumbs. Now you can get +2 magazine floor plates for these from Walther, factory magazine floor plates. Or you can do what I did. I just went ahead and picked up 3 more of the Walther factory magazines with the extended floor plates already on them. Now, here's what it looks like with the extended +2 floor plate. And here's what it looks like with the 15-round magazine. And these magazines are so easy to change. This pistol can make for some really quick magazine changes. If you look at that magazine, and most double stack magazines narrow at the top like this, but the way these narrow at the top, they're super slick, combined with the little bit of magwell beveling that Walther provides on these PPQs, just makes the magazines, they almost want to load themselves up in there. This sucks them up in there. And this pistol does not have a magazine safety disconnect. So if you've got a round in the chamber and don't have a magazine installed, you can still fire that round that's in the chamber. So here's that 15-round magazine topped off. And it shoots these magazines out. And here's the 17. And that brings us to the trigger. The trigger on this pistol is amazing for a striker-fired polymer frame pistol. The best polymer frame striker-fired pistol trigger that I've ever shot is this Walther PPQ. It has a pull of about 5.5 pounds, so the pull is nothing amazing, but it's just so crisp and so clean. There's so much more to a trigger than just the pull weight. A lot of times we focus on the pull weight because that's the easy thing for us as reviewers to show you guys at home. We can get a pull weight scale out and show you the trigger pull. But there's more to a trigger than the pull weight, and this thing is so clean. It only has 0.4 inches of total travel, and the reset is 0.1 inches. So now we've got a short, on those follow-up shots, we've got a short trigger, and that makes for a fast trigger. You could really learn to shoot this gun fast if that was your thing. Just, I can't say enough good things about this trigger, and the reason that is because the striker is fully cocked in this pistol. So we're not partially cocking the striker when we pull that trigger. It's almost like a single action. All we're doing is tripping the sear and letting the striker go. We're not cocking the striker any at all. So that's what makes the trigger feel so good. And look at this trigger guard. Look how nice and roomy that is. Man, I wish all my pistols were that way. You could wear a glove, even with my big old meat hook hands. You could wear a glove in here and still have plenty of room. Nice and squared off. It's got texture on the front of the trigger guard. If you're one of those people that use the front of the trigger guard as part of your grip. It's also undercut, so you can get a nice high grip. Just A+ on the trigger. The trigger is what actually sold me on this pistol. I had it narrowed down to this one and a couple of others, and the trigger is what sold me. That circle steel target all the way to the left, that's approximately 60 yards from here. See if I can get some hits on it. The polymer grip frame on this pistol is just superb. As far as polymer grip frames go, this thing is it just feels super high quality. Now, I'm no Tupperware expert, but I can feel the difference in some of these polymer frames. If you shoot them enough, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I'm not saying that feel amounts to anything. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but I can certainly feel a difference. For example, and I'm not picking on any certain gun here, but I can tell the difference between the frame, the way it feels on my Taurus versus the way it feels on my Glock. The Glock just has a better, more high quality feel to it. And I get that same feel when I step up to this pistol from the Glock. To me, it feels so much better. And take that with a grain of salt. Like I said, I'm not an expert on plastics or anything, but whatever it is they're using on these is just very high quality, or at least to me, it has that feel of high quality. The grip on the PPQ does have some really nice texturing. Got some cross-directional texturing there. It's all the way around, front strap, back strap. Just really, really feels good. It's not overdone, it's not over-aggressive, but it's not slick either. It does come with 3 different size back straps. I've got the medium on. That's what it came with, and that's just what I'm going to leave on it. It feels great. It also comes with this one, which adds a little beaver tail up toward the top. And this is your small. Narrows the grip frame down a little bit if you install this one, and you just install these by removing this pin here. It's not a big deal at all. But I'm just going to leave the medium on. The way this pistol came out of the box, once again, I'm going to say this, I wouldn't change a thing except maybe the sights. I might change the sights, but that's all I'm going to change on this pistol. This grip literally feels like it was molded for my hand. You can see it does have, I wouldn't really call it finger grooves. It does have some raised areas there, so it may not fit your hand like it fits mine. But man, it fits mine, I'll tell you that. Let's try that right-handed. Now, I know somebody's going to ask about the use of plus P ammunition with this pistol, and I'll just refer you to the owner's manual on that. It says the use of plus P ammunition may result in the need for more frequent service. Now, that's going to be true with any pistol. Of course, plus P ammunition's higher pressure. You're going to put more wear and tear on your parts. And it goes on to say that plus P plus ammunition must not be used. So that's all the owner's manual's really got to say about that. I mean, there's a bunch more verbiage there, but that's what it boils down to. This pistol doesn't have any kind of external thumb safety or anything on it. It doesn't have any manual safety on it. I still get comments from a lot of viewers when I show a pistol like this who say they prefer an external safety, and that's fine with me. I'm not the kind of guy that tries to tell you what kind of gun to carry, or if you should carry a gun that has a manual safety or not. I'm just not that kind of person, but I do want to tell you that this pistol is safe to carry. This thing has 3 built-in safeties. It's got the trigger blade. This trigger can't be pulled. If the pistol's dropped, the inertia is not going to trip this trigger. You can't pull this trigger unless you relieve that blade in the middle first. You have to press that blade in the middle, then you can pull the trigger. The pistol also has a striker channel block, a striker block safety, that the channel stays blocked that the striker sets in. It has a block on it unless the trigger is pulled. So if you were to drop this gun and the striker were, it just can't come forward. It has a block in it to keep it from coming forward. And it also has an out of battery safety. This gun cannot fire if the slide is out of battery. It's a disconnector bar safety, they call it. So it does have built-in safeties. This gun is not unsafe. You put this thing in a good holster and use that most important safety of all, that one between your ears, and you won't have a thing to worry about. Man, look at that. Everything's all iced over today. Even shots back here at long range, and I'm at about 90 yards or so here. Aren't that difficult with this pistol. Got my target set up down there. This pistol does have a 1913 spec Picatinny rail, so you can put whatever accessories you'd want on this pistol. I'll show you a quick takedown per the owner's manual, or field strip per the owner's manual, if you need to take this pistol apart for cleaning, and we'll take a look at the inside of it here. All you got to do is clear it, make sure there's no magazine installed, make sure your chamber is clear. We can see through the mag well, there's nothing there, there's nothing in the chamber, so we're good to go. Even though we just checked it, still point the pistol in a safe direction, pull the trigger. Now all we got to do is press these tabs and push forward on the slide. It'll come right off. Some people do them like they do a Glock, pull the trigger and then pull back a little bit on the slide, but you don't have to pull back on this slide, it'll just come right off. So here we have our slide assembly. Got a flat spring, recoil spring, plastic guide rod. I see a lot of aftermarket stuff for these pistols nowadays. It's very easy to get online and find a stainless steel guide rod if that's something you prefer. Really, I don't see any problem with the plastic ones. That's for you to decide. I don't think Walther would put them in here if they weren't any good. 5-inch barrel. Does have a 1 in 10 twist polygonal rifling. Just very well done. Again, you're going to hear me say this. These things are so well machined. Just very, very slick. And it makes these pistols, they're very accurate pistols. Any pistol that I've ever shot is going to be more accurate than I am, unless it has some kind of mechanical problem. But this pistol makes it very easy for me to access the accuracy that the pistol has. You got that long sight radius and everything is just so well fit and so well machined. Look at this. And this is that striker block safety that I was talking about. It engages here. You see as I move that trigger back, this trigger bar moves. That's what engages and unlocks the striker block. And also engages the slide. This one engages the slide, so it won't let it engages, if I can get the camera to focus on it here. So if the slide's out of battery, it won't let the gun fire. So that's 2 of your safeties, and of course the third is that trigger blade. But look at this, look at that polymer. There's no mold lines, there's no bits or stringy pieces hanging off anywhere. And I haven't prepped this gun for the video. This is the way it came in the box. Just very well done. Of course, goes back together just the opposite as we took it apart. And that's all there is to it. It is ready to go out and take to the range now. I forget what the MSRP is on this pistol, but I can tell you what I paid in the store for it. I paid $634 last June for that 5-inch model. As far as the actual dimensions of this pistol, it is 8.1 inches long, 5.3 inches tall, 1.3 inches wide, and weighs 26 ounces empty. All right, so that's going to bring us to the close of this video. I think I covered just about everything that I wanted to say about this pistol. I did only shoot ball ammo today. I shot Blazer Brass 124 grain target ammo in the entirety of this video. I have shot a lot of other ammunition through this pistol. It seems to like just about everything. I've shot hollow points through it. Gobbles them up. I can't remember a single malfunction with this pistol. I do want to thank my sponsors today. You know, ammo's not cheap and it's very hard to come by. And my sponsors are you guys. My sponsors are you guys over on Patreon that are funding this channel. I try not to be wasteful with that money. I try to find the best deals I possibly can on ammo and stuff to keep the channel going. And I appreciate you guys. Without you, this channel, I wouldn't be posting maybe one video a month or so. I don't know. I'd keep it alive, that's for sure, but wouldn't be posting nearly as often. The pistol is made in Germany. Don't know if I mentioned that. I get a lot of hate comments when I show pistols made outside the United States, which is kind of a weird thing for me. And I also get a lot of hate comments even when I show some that are. I showed a Kimber and people were hating on it for being made in New York. I don't care where it's made. I'm going to show it to you guys. I want to shoot all of them. So that's my philosophy on that. I don't support, just because I shoot a pistol from another country doesn't mean I support that government or anything like that. I just want to shoot them, man. And then I'll report them to you guys, and you guys can decide if you want to, you know, if that's something you want to look into or not, or hate on or not. Leaving a comment telling me what a horrible person I am for showing a pistol made in another state or another country, you're not going to have any effect on me like that, I'll tell you that. But there is one more thing I wanted to mention, and I just now noticed this is the Walther PPQ 22LR. How many of you guys noticed that while I was standing there talking? That's another benefit. I've got this Walther PPQ 22LR and the 9mm, and it's a 1-to-1 size ratio, so I can pick this up, take it out, and shoot it, and it has the same feel nearly. Now, of course, the 9mm is going to be a little heavier and stuff, but it's nearly the same hand feel as the 9mm. It's as close as you can get between a center fire pistol and a rim fire pistol without doing some kind of a conversion kit or something like that. So that's just another reason I like the PPQ. I can pull this thing out, practice with it. Now the 22 is a hammer fired pistol while the center fire is striker fired, but pretty much feels as close as I'm going to get to the same thing. But I guess that's all I've got. I know I've ran this video a little long. If you guys have hung with me this long, you're true subscribers, true viewers, and I really appreciate you. But that's all I've got, and I'll talk with you guys again soon.